Race number 9 is the 5 handicap. Great to have your company here on Racing to Win, and we're going to look at that race now with Explosive Witness, the defection out of the contest. Race 9, number 4. He was withdrawn on Saturday morning, and it's Class 2 down the straight with 10 to run. Handsome Bobo's dropped £15. Luke Curry for Danny Shum. Lucky With You trying Coulson distance for the first time. We the South has never won at Sha Tin and tries Coulson distance for the 4th time. Classic Unicorn, a last start winner. No trial leading into this. Whiz Kid for Angus Chung with the £10 coming off. Further down, you've got Astrologer, who's put a little bit of weight on over the off season. Apache Pass now with Pia Ung tries Coulson distance for the first time. Alkari had a great season last season, 3 wins. Run Cool has dropped a lot of weight, a 2-time Coulson distance winner. And Atomic Force, last start win, 3rd behind You're My Everything, has had 1 barrier trial leading into this. Speed in these races is pretty good, Paul, and Whiz Kid there. Look, Classic Unicorn, he'll be forward no doubt, and so too will be Alkari.
Yeah, they all like to go forward, don't they? So there's going to be good pace on in this race. Atomic Force, another one that's got a bit of pace, who likes to come across, and We the South, we've seen his pace at Happy Valley in particular, so he's also likely to go forward. So yeah, it's not going to be a slowly run race, I wouldn't stretch, but Whiz Kid has got that little bit of extra speed, although Classic Unicorn might just make it tough for him.
And he's obviously fairly fit, is a Classic Unicorn coming into with this, because he's dropped £18. He's had no barrier trial leading into his first up assignment, but his jockey this weekend, like the victory, going back to last season, is Matthew Chadwick. Matthew, a Classic Unicorn, a dominating winner off the front last start. Did it surprise you at all with the sort of least amount of pressure you got in the race?
Well, he ran his race. We expect him to run well if he could do his normal thing, and he managed to fall in, so we're happy with that result. So we'll just have to see how he comes back this season.
His record says he's pretty one-dimensional in terms of leading and winning. Does he need absolutely everything to go his way on Sunday?
It would be nice if it does. He's coming into it fresh, so time will tell how much pressure they give us. So it's hard to put all the ticks against his name. There's a bit of a question marks regarding the other runners, so we have to wait and see.
Tony Cruz Award winner of last season. How did you reflect on that over the off-season, the 4 or 5 weeks there?
Not too much reflection, really. Just try to give myself a break, like most of the others, I think, and just try to get ready for the season.
Little trip to a career with King Shield and to Computer Patch. Was it just a case of them finding the conditions tough?
Yeah, they found it a bit tough over there. The track was a lot deeper, a lot of depth to it. They found trouble pulling themselves out of the track, and their fitness was probably just under par. But the track played a lot against them, so unfortunate.
Matthew Chadwick here, there touching on his ride, Classic Unicorn, lining up in our 9th event of the day at Sha Tin. We can go back and have a look at the replay again at Happy Valley. It sort of surprised me, Paul, he didn't get as much pressure as I thought he might in this race, because there were a lot of speedsters in these 1,000 metre races, and he sort of got left alone in front. He
did, didn't he? And look, he managed to hang on and win this race. He comes now back to the straight 1,000, and look, he doesn't mind it down the straight. His first 2 wins here in Hong Kong were down the straight 1,000, so he's been there, done that before. Look, I just wonder what sort of his mark. I mean, he got into the 90s at one stage and he struggled. He sort of finished towards the back. He is a little bit one-dimensional. He likes to lead, and he can do this when this happens. But with Whiz Kid in the race, I'm just worried about that.
He didn't want the race any further. When he has performed down the straight at Sha Tin, he's won in times of 55.12 and 55.09. That admittedly was earlier on in his career. Whether he's still got that in him now, I'm not sure, and I just wonder about him as well. First up without a trial leading into this, but he has performed first up and he's dropped a fair bit of weight leading into this. We'll move on from Classic Unicorn and have a look at now Whiz Kid. He performed at Happy Valley. Paul did Whiz Kid. He's looking fairly fit coming into this, and he has actually been gelded since his last win here at Happy Valley.
He's got a lot of early speed, this horse, Whiz Kid. The query I've got with him is that the last sort of 50 metres, you know, he can just sort of hang on with that speed if he does get challenged. He does get the £10 claim, which will help him.
Yeah, he was beating up on a Special Emma a few times there at Happy Valley. Was Whiz Kid, a 4-time winner, one of them down the straight here, and he's had a trial at Sha Tin as well, I should say. There's his overall record, you can see there on the screen. He's performed here at Sha Tin, but he's unbeaten at Happy Valley. And what certainly will assist him is that weight off his back with Angus Chung. We can move on to Astrologer coming out of the Douglas White stable. He was somewhat of a find last season. He won at a huge price, Paul, going back to November of last year at 133 to 1.
Yeah, big price when he did win. Now, he's put on a bit of weight, Astrologer. He's put on 41 pounds coming into this race. I just don't know if this is the right race for him down this straight 1,000. He's performed very well at Happy Valley in the past, so I'm just happy to watch Astrologer.
That was a rain-affected track, and the third horse there was Lucky Sweeness, and we know what he's been able to pull out of the bag this season in his only start. On to Alkari. What a season he had last season. He won, 3 of his 10 starts and placed in 3 others. He is stepping up in grade here, though, but with a light weight.
He has got the light weight. He's an 8-year-old now as well, coming into this. Look, he's consistent. He won 3 times, and when he got stepped back to the 1,000 metres, he sort of really found his niche here, winning these 3 times sort of later in his career. Look, he won nicely enough here, and we know he's got a bit of pace to put himself on, but this is going to be a little bit harder for him, I thought.
It certainly is. You can see him there winning quite well. Alkari will move on to the next of them, and it is Atomic Force. Now, Atomic Force, he's drawn barrier 1, probably on the wrong side of the track. Just knocked off late here, but we know he was a classy horse overseas. He's had that time to acclimatise now, and he's still only a 3-year-old. Yeah,
that's the key, I think. He only had 4 starts here in Hong Kong, and this was the best of them, running 3rd here at Happy Valley. Coming back to the straight 1,000, I think, is a good thing for him as well. And he was only just collared late, wasn't he? So with that experience under his belt, he's a young horse. I expect him to run well.
Yeah, dual black type winner in France. It was Atomic Force for the Sue family. And one more to look at. It'll be likely one of the favourites. A couple more to look at. Handsome Bobo. He's not really in the market at this point, but he can bob up from time to time on speed in this trial where he was held together, I thought.
Yeah, look, I'm going to include him. I know he's got to carry the weight, but he's a horse that's been placed off a rating of 95. He's rated here at 92. And he comes back down the straight 1,000, which he's performed at before as well. So, look, I think he can run a bit of a race as well.
Yeah, certainly. Danny Schumann to Luke Curry, that trial there. Was only beaten a neck at his last start performance behind Classic Unicorn. He does try course and distance for the first time, the 8-year-old does, Handsome Bobo. Right, the horse I alluded to just a moment ago, who's probably likely to run as one of the favourites here, Lucky With You. Now, he's trialling with 2 of his key rivals, Atomic Force and also a Whiz Kid. His speed's certainly going to help him here at the end, I think, Lucky With You.
Yeah, I think he's the one to beat off the back of this trial. He looked very progressive last season. And I thought it was a really good trial from him. He just sat on the back of Atomic Force, and he showed a really good turn of foot. You can see WizKid coming under pressure on the inside there. Atomic Force admittedly wasn't pushed out, but I thought it was a really good trial from him.
Yeah, look at the horse he's got in his form line there. Romantic Warrior, Blaze Warrior. He actually beat Cordyceps 6 last season too. Did Lucky With You and Lucky Sweeness he ran into last time out. So it's a handy field, even though there's only 10 in it as we go without Explosive Witness. But who did you go with in the end?
I've gone with Lucky With You. Look, they tried him at various distances, but he has got a lot of speed, this horse. I think he can sit just off what's going to be a reasonably strong pace, and he's going to be tough to beat. So the 2 on top, Lucky With You, Zach Purton will take them out with him. Atomic Force comes in with the lightweight. He's got the inside draw, but look, it doesn't seem to matter as much in recent times from barrier number 1. He has raced down the straight before. That trial I thought was good, coming out of the same trial of Lucky With You. So I think he's the main danger. Handsome Bobo, look, he's won over the course before, not the distance. It's his first try down the straight 1,000, but I thought the 1,000 metres would suit this horse. He has got speed, has been placed off a higher rating as well. And WizKid will be Catch Me If You Can in front. Just how much pressure the other horse, Classic Unicorn, puts on him early. So end up with 2, 11, 1 and 6.
Yeah, I do quite like Atomic Force off that trial. I think he can settle just off the pace. He doesn't necessarily have to lead. There's alternate speed options in the race, and the way he got home in that trial I thought was good. And he's had that one season here with those 4 runs under his belt to settle in, and I think he can run a big race here with a lightish weight on his back. So Atomic Force over Lucky With You. He's put on 21 pounds over the off-season now, a 5-year-old. Nothing wrong with that trial. WizKid, as Paul said, will be Catch Me If You Can in the straight. WizKid with the 10 pounds off for Angus Chung, only carrying 116. And I threw in Alkari. He goes in here, Alkari. Has won first up, 4-time course and distance winner, and he tries the grade for the first time, does Alkari. So 11, 2, 6 and 9. One, Paul, I just wanted to get your opinion on that we didn't really touch on. His record says he's a Happy Valley horse, We the South, but I thought his trial was quite handy coming into this.
Yeah, trial wasn't too bad, and he's an interesting runner coming into the race, but definitely. Yeah, I do prefer him over the Valley because he can get around that tight track very well. Down the straight 1,000, I think some of these other ones might be just a little bit too speedy for him.
Yeah, Frankie Law must have poured the work into him. He's dropped to 39 pounds leading into this We the South, but none from 3 at Sha Tin.